Hi, Anna. This is Manny Marino with Do Wood Sun out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking to you about this chair, this poppy chair. New York Yankees laser engraved. So I'll talk about not only the engraving piece, but the stains, the maintenance, and then I'll walk you through the entire assembly. I promise it's super easy. And again, it should only take you a few minutes to put this together, I promise. But again, I'll walk you through and tell you all about this chair. So, first and foremost, thank you so much for finding me on Etsy. I love this kind of stuff because everything I do is very personalized, from the engraving to the stain, the finish, the color, all that stuff you get to pick, and I just make it for you. And all I do is just throw on my logo. So, anyway, so let's first talk about this chair. Uh, all my Adirondack style chairs the chairs are in an Adirondack style chair, and this will probably give you a good profile. But one thing that I get good feedback on is the pitch of the chair, the angle, right? And so right now it's on a bench, so it's elevated. It looks super low, but I promise it's not. So I'm curious to get your feedback of when you sit in the chair and what you think. But first, let's talk about the logo. So this is laser engraved. Pictures, videos never do justice to laser engraving. So it's engraved, right? So a laser does that, and then I go in and I color fill it. So it looks great natural, but it also looks fantastic painted, right, with the original colors. Now, of course, we leave the white off because we just let the natural wood kind of speaks for itself. But it's amazing, right? It's a deep engraving, and then it makes, especially with the tape over it, it makes a great stencil for paint, the color fill. It's a acrylic paint, right? It's an outdoor acrylic paint. And now typically I would put a spar urethane over anything I engrave, especially if it's going to be outside, just to preserve it a little bit more. Um, but I'm going to suggest that you do that. It comes in a blue can, I believe. It's a spar urethane. So, uh, but anyway, I'll talk more about the maintenance here in a minute. And then the other piece is, of course, the poppy. It's laser engraved, color filled, and then my logo. So I always love to hear this story. I would love to hear what TCP, what the initials stand for, and so send me a message of what that's all about. So the entire chair is made out of redwood cedar. So that's perfect for outdoors. I think the chair is going to New Jersey, I think, or New York, somewhere out east. So if you get winters, that's fine. It could be outside, and water repels right off, water, snow, right? But one of the things I'm going to recommend that you do maintenance wise is to cover it or put it inside so it's not always wet in the wintertime, right? So all of it redwood cedar. The stain that I used is a cherry stain. So depending on how much sun it gets, though, stain will get eaten away by the sun over time, maybe every other year. All you got to do is get some red cherry stain and just soak it. You'll bring it right back to life. If it gets grimy, no big deal. That tends to happen with cedar. But just light sandpaper, 220 grit, and then add more cherry stain, and you'll bring this cherry back to life. Um, One thing I love about redwood cedar is that it can be out in the hot sun. It repels heat, so it's not hot to the touch. Um, that's it, and it won't retain water. It won't rot anything. So mostly all outdoor furniture is made out of redwood cedar, as it should be. So anyway, this is what you get with me. Um, so that's the stain, the maintenance, and so the assembly, super easy. This profile will give you a good indication of what it looks like. But first thing is first, right? So when you I'm going to, of course, take this chair apart. So the first thing you're going to start off with the base, the seat base, right? Starting with the chair number one and always looking from the chair from right to left. I'll always reference it from right to left. Everything is going to be numbered underneath. So start on a flat surface with your 2x6 boards, right and left. Again, look for the markings. And then you'll have the back spacer in the back. You can't see it in the video, but on your chair, and well, I'm using this as a demonstration, I'll have a pencil mark where that should align. Now, then that's it. You just walk it from, like, again, with this 2x6, starting with the poppy board, 1 through 7, look for the markings right and left. All of these are countersunk, right? So these are 2-inch torque bit screws. I've used the finest hardware. These are deck screws. They're coated. They won't rust, right? Because they're coated and they're yellow. So I got to do, everything is countersunk. Just go flush to the top of the board. And even though the seat, these are 24 inches wide, you could, in theory, except for the front board, mix them up. But I'd like you to use the same one because this is all handmade, right? And so even though the countersunk, same board, same width, just keep them because I want you to use the same holes on everything when you're putting this chair apart because it's completely intact. I'm taking it apart. I want you to use the same holes. Anyway, 1 through 7. The front legs are different than the back legs. Front legs have this extra arm support. Right and left, look for the marking. And again, I pre-drill these holes for the lag bolts. But again, I want you to keep them right side to left side. Back legs are a little bit different because they have that little slant. This board right here is a 21-inch board, right? It's the only small board that you'll get. This is going to be again, right and left, look for it, right and left, right? So one thing to be super mindful of, sorry, it's bad videos, lighting. So with this board on the back leg, you have to be mindful not to go all the way to the top of the back leg. There's probably about 1/4 of an inch from the top, because if you went all the way to the top, the corner of this back board would bump up this arm, right? Not keep it level. So look for the markings. There'll be pencil markings top and left or where that should align. That's it. Front legs, back legs after the seat. And then the fourth thing, right, after the seat, front legs, back legs, spacer, is your arms, right? Right and left, look for the markings. Now, again, countersunk, and these are from the top to the bottom. So there's one in the back, and then, of course, 2 on top. One of the things that you're going to get is wood plugs, right? So some folks don't like this look. I personally like it, but some people don't. I'll include the wood plugs. So if you do want to use the wood plugs and not have these exposed like that, just sink it as far as you can, because in the kit will be the T25 torque screw. And then there'll be sawdust separate in a bag. So just fill it with sawdust and then the wood plug, and then boom, that's how you do it, right? So the front, left, and right arms get wood plugs, right? I don't do the back. I choose not to do the back. Just keep it exposed in the event that you ever needed to take it apart. And there's not a lot of room back there because of the back is in the way in the back. So in the back of the arm. So then the last piece that goes on is actually your back. So the back is going to be one entire piece, and that's held by, I think, 12 screws. These are 1 1/4 inch torque screws that go into the back. And there's also going to be 4 underneath, and I call it the tail, right, to keep the tail from slipping right and left under the seat. So I mentioned that the back is already braced, one piece. Just go all the way to the top of this back brace in the back. Center it as best you can, and then screw those in. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I think a picture is worth 1,000 words, and it tells you, I mean, you can kind of see how it comes together. The seat, sorry, I'm repeating myself. The seat slats 1 through 7, and then the back brace, right, goes in between the two seat braces. There's going to be a 1-inch gap by design because that's where the tail goes into. Then your legs, front and left, front and back, right and left, right. Then your back brace that sits in between the back support brace that goes in between the 2 back legs, then your arm, then your back. And then lag bolts, right? Always go from outside in. You're going to need a 9/16 socket to make your life easy. And lag bolts, as I mentioned, out, in. Back legs are always on the inside, right? Front legs are on the outside. Back legs are in the inside. Lag bolt, washer, lock nut, 9/16 nut. Okay, that's it, man. It's pretty simple. I know I'm blazing through this video because I have to hurry up and take it apart, put it in a box, ship it. The shipping, it'll come in 2 boxes. The back will be, all of it will be cellophane wrapped together to keep it from slipping inside the box. The back is one piece, and then the seat and everything else is in another box. And I will get this shipped here shortly once I put this video on YouTube. So anyway, make a very long story short, this is your chair. I really enjoyed making it on such very short notice because normally I'm like 3 weeks out in work. In fact, I am, but I just thought I'll get this out very quickly. That's it. Let me know if you have any comments, feedback. I would love your a picture once the poppy chair is up and ready and at your house, and I would love to put that on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. It's at @DoWoodSon. Right now I'm working on my website, so that's down. But anyway, I'm rambling. Here you go. Here's your chair. Thank you so much. I'll also, in the kit, include a couple of business cards. So please tell the entire world where you got this chair. And I would love to make you another one. So thank you so much, Anna. And any questions, don't hesitate to call me, 612-423-1468. We can Skype, we could, whatever, if you need help putting this together. But I think you got it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty slick, and absolutely love this chair, even though I grew up in Michigan and I was a Cubs fan, but we don't need to talk about that right now. Well, anyway, good luck, go Yankees, and enjoy your poppy chair. Thank you.